How's it going? I just ended the trading day, or I guess I ended like about an hour ago, but now sitting down to make this video. I'll pull up the trade execution first, actually, after I go over kind of the account where it's at. But we're resting at $50,219, and we ended the day up $207. So I'll pull up the trade execution actually first, and then I'll get into the chart review, because I think that will be a better way to do it instead of pulling up the video at the end. So I can show the trade execution and then kind of go over my logic of why I got into the trade. But we are up on the account, and we've been kind of just in a break-even phase. So we've been trading this account for a long time for it to be break-even. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 trading days. And for 14 trading days to be around break even is decent, but that means that we're making mistakes, right? And the mistakes are here, right? This Monday we should not have taken those trades, or lost that much. Here, at worst case, I should only be losing 500. This is unacceptable, and I believe that on Friday I shouldn't have taken some of the trades I took. I can't remember. I'm gonna have to look back, and then I'm not sure what happened this day. Again, I'll have to look back, but this was one trade. Probably too over leveraged. This is too big of a loss. So overall, this account, right, we need more days like this, the 650, and today I missed out on a lot of money. I made some mistakes, so I'll go over those mistakes I made. But that's where the account's at. Real quick to kind of update you guys, it is nearing the end of the month on this account. I have till the 29th. It rebills the 29th. I'm not sure if that means the end of the trading day, but I'm just going to look at it as if I have 3 days. And I have 1, 2, 3 days on this account left. So I'm going to trade this a little bit more aggressively, because if my balance is not above $1,000, I'm not going to keep the account. The reason for that is because my max loss limit is increased because I got it to $800, right? So if we aren't back up to $800 on the account balance at an all-time high, I'm not going to keep the account. And another reason for that is because we have an account that we bought, and if you guys have been keeping up, we have an account that's up $1,000. I haven't been trading on it because I should not have been on this account, right? We've traded twice, right? And this day wasn't a good day. I took 14 trades. I was just spamming trades. I was upset. That was on the Wednesday that I lost. If you guys remember, I got locked out of my account on this Wednesday, and I lost, and I bought this account, and I ran it up. So obviously not good habits, but we have this account, and that's why I'm going to try and run up my other account in the next 3 days. If it's not over 1,000 or at least an all-time high, I'm gonna not what's the word? I'm not gonna rebuild it. I'm just gonna start trading this account. So that's kind of where we're at with the accounts. Wanted to kind of give a good update, and let's see, and most active day is a Friday. That's probably not a good thing. That we've traded every Friday, right? We haven't traded every Thursday. We haven't traded every Wednesday. And we haven't traded every Tuesday or Monday. So Monday here looks pretty unprofitable. Tuesdays look like they're good for me. Oh, I did not know you could do this. Wow, this is cool. I'm going to start taking advantage of this. Looks like Wednesdays hit or miss, and it looks like Thursday. So it looks like Thursday and Tuesdays are my best days. So that's something interesting. I really like this Top Step X platform because all the features they have. It's actually just really cool. But yeah, I want to get these stats a lot better, right? I really think I can do better with these stats and just kind of the direction of the account. I want to see more momentum. But again, being around a break-even trader over 14 trading days is pretty solid. In my opinion, because that just means that a few mistakes and we'll be doing a lot better. You see what I'm saying? Like if I can just fix some of these mistakes. So I'll pull up the trade execution real quick, and then I'll go over what I was looking at. I think that's how the best way to do it. So we were in a trade here. It's kind of weird because there's no context yet of why I took the trade. But it's a 2-minute inversion, right? And I'll go over, again, the confluences for the trade, but I kind of want to just play the live execution. So I was waiting, and then the candle closed, and then at this point I'm just a little bit hesitant, right? This is already a sign that I'm a little bit in the wrong headspace to be this hesitant. It means I don't really fully believe in the trade. I'm still not in the trade. I get in the trade right here when it starts moving a little bit. so I miss out on better risk. I go in with 4 micros, and I was risking $326 to make a minimum of $482. So I was risking 300 to make 480, so that's a decent risk to reward. Again, over a 1-to-1. And if I would have held all the way down to this low, that would have been a $1,000 day. But I wasn't going to do that. I was going to take profit at this low here. So I moved my stop, just kind of give more wiggle room. So at worst case, I was losing 400 on this trade on 4 micros. And then I really wouldn't have held my stop here. I probably would have put it more on this high. But this break-even point would have been, is a 15-minute imbalance. So I would have scaled something there and then gone to break-even. So then I mark out the order block that we had. And we were in a little bit of drawdown. I wasn't too worried. But I was also starting to get hesitant because I just wanted to see price flush. I wanted to see us close below this 1 minute imbalance. I wanted to see that break because that was the last thing really holding us up, in my opinion. So we then get a close below. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's nice. So I move my stop down. I move it back down to this area. I move it back up. I'm not sure. But in this moment, I was really liking this. I wanted to see it flush down, right? I was going to sell 1 contract at this low and 1 at this low. So I would have sold half my position for around 40 to 50 points. 50 to 60 points, so I would have been happy with that. I'm hovering over the X out button because I was mentally a little bit just, I don't know, something about this trade, the speed. I think I was having PTSD from past Fridays because if you guys have been keeping up, I have taken a lot of rough Fridays. Last Friday was a horrible day for me psychologically. I took a lot of bad trades. I just harmed myself in terms of on the charts. I just did a lot of damage I didn't need to do. So I think I was just a little bit scared. I just didn't want to lose. So now I moved my stop loss. So I was only risking $300. And I was happy with this stop loss because we had a fair value gap and an order block that should help price. Like there would be no reason to go up and soup that high. So that was a good stop loss. And at this point, this is where I should have just been hands off and not really worried about my trade anymore, not really done anything to it and just let it play out. This is where I was just a little bit antsy. I didn't like just this hesitation here on the candles, and I'll speed forwards a little bit. I just didn't like it, and we started getting some movement here, and this is when I decided to make the fatal decision to move to break even, because at this point I wanted to see price flush lower. We were up $260, $280, and in my eyes, it's hard to still risk $300 when you're up almost $300. I don't know why, but it's just mentally, it's like, oh my gosh, I was up 270, so like why would I lose? So I trail my stop to there, 228 risk now, but still I'm seeing the numbers. I was just up 280 and now I'm only up 180, so it's a $100 swing, which mentally shouldn't matter because it's not about the money, it's just about like distance and wiggle room, right? And I just don't like that we had this type of reaction. Hindsight, there's just no reason for me to get out of the trade here because there's just nothing being invalidated. We're not getting any momentum back up. We're green on the trade. It's going our direction. The price is falling. Like looking at it now from an outside perspective, there's really just nothing. It's slow, right? Look at the 1 minute here. It's slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles. 7 minutes of just kind of slow movement. But at the end of the day, it doesn't need to accelerate too quick. So now I'm at break even, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's coming up to get me at break even. So I was like, do I just close? Right? That's not a good decision. But mentally, I'm just going over kind of what I was thinking in the moment of these trades. So now I'm just in a war with myself of, do I get out early? Do I leave my stop at break even? Do I move my stop back to where it was? Do I keep risk on the table? I trailed it to this candle's high because I just wanted to see it flush down, man. I really just wanted I wanted something that I didn't need, wasn't needed to get, right? The market didn't need to reject from here and go lower. I was just hoping for it to. And that's where I need to improve in my trading, is just stop hoping for things to play it out with peace of mind, right? Like I trail my stop here, and I need to not do that because there's no point for me to trail my stop there because that's what I want to see. I don't want to see it come back up to that high at all, but that doesn't mean that I can validly put my stop loss there because there's no reason, right? There's no reason for me to put my stop loss there because price doesn't have to not go back up there, right? I needed to just keep my risk on the table, and I didn't, so I ended up paying that price for it, right? So we see here on the chart that it's just kind of stalling, and I just didn't like it, and I don't know why. I was just not confident in what I was doing today. I think, again, mental error because of previous Fridays. I've just had a lot of bad experiences, and I just didn't want to see a red day on a Friday after having a decent week. So I lost the mental battle of being able to just properly sit here and view price. So again, there's just nothing wrong with this area in the trade. I should have had my stop above the blue box, above the inverse still, because there's just no reason, right? We could have definitely come back up, retest that order block, or just, whatever. Like, I didn't need to be this aggressive with my stop loss placement. And I'm pretty sure if I left it at actual break even, I wouldn't have even been stopped out. But I shouldn't have been at break even regardless. So that really frustrated me. I was really frustrated then, I'm not going to lie. So that led me into my second trade, which is similar to yesterday, where I just kind of got stopped out. Today was more my fault in terms of when I got stopped out. But this is unacceptable. This is an unacceptable trade. I end up getting back in whenever I see it starting to move. I was so confident in these lows. So it started going, and I was like, screw it. I'm going to get in here. This is bad. This is just really bad. We end up getting in and then getting to break even. So I got lucky, right? I did get lucky there. We scaled 2 off there, and then I think we scaled. If I would have just left this trade play out too, I would have gotten more money as well. But, hindsight. So, or not even hindsight, just emotional trading and just doing the wrong things. I should never jump back in this trade. I did because I was upset that I got out of the original trade early and broke my rules. So I ended up doing something that in the long run will hurt me more often than not. So, yeah, it is what it is. And then I got stopped out on that, and that was the last action I had today. So, pretty unfortunate. Also because look how this candle comes in. I don't think it ever came back up here. So, it almost is like a sick game for the market to play, which is valid because I deserve this. I deserve to not get in, and I deserve not to enter here and catch that move because I do not deserve that. But what I do deserve is to have capitalized on this trade. So now we'll go over that trade and why I liked it, right? So the reason I like this trade is going into the morning, this was market open. Overnight, we had just been crawling up, right? I was bearish on the day. I'm still bearish, right? Because we have the new week opening gap that we're respecting and we're delivering from. When I see price move like this from the overnight session, I instantly expect us to have a bearish day if I have a bearish confluence, because we're just slow climbing. This is all low resistance liquidity in my eyes. So I'm expecting price to tear through and stop out everyone that was in longs overnight, right? So that is what I was looking at. And then we have a 15-minute here that's live time trading. This is pretty interesting. Just going to annotate this real quick. But yeah, so anyways, going into the morning, my eyes were kind of drawn on this low because we have stacked lows here from, I think Monday was the 19th. But we have these stacked lows that we left from market open. This is 10:15, so New York session, and this is the overnight Asia low. We have these lows, I think, is the draw on liquidity, and then we have the low from yesterday, kind of stacked relatively close, just 15 point difference from them. So that was my idea, was that we were going to sweep out this high, maybe hold this imbalance, or we were in a 4-hour. So I was bearish on the day because of that, and this is a very bearish price structure. We actually end up tapping this 4-hour order block and change the state of delivery, which is very neat there. And then we tap this. We don't tap this 1 hour. We hold this 1 hour imbalance. So I was very bearish going to the day, and that's where I framed my bias. Right, nothing to do here. Price displaces higher. Boom, nothing here. There's a 2-minute inversion here. I don't like this one at all because we had just put in a high, right? We didn't have anything really telling, and then also too, this wick is just not a good close. I like this one better for another reason, and that reason is that we had double S&T. So we had an S&T at this high. ES did not take the high, and we had a bearish S&T at this high from yesterday. This is a significant level because this is where we rejected and sold off the rest of the day. So we had an SMT on the higher time frame, and we had an internal SMT, right? So then when we got this 2-minute, that's where I looked to place my first entry that I just showed. And So my first take profit would have been this low, and then this low was my second take profit. So I would have gotten both of those, and I should have, and then I would have held my last ones. I would have held my runners. I would have held my runners to, honestly, I probably would have, if I didn't get it out of the new week opening gap, I don't think I would have held a runner past here. So let's just say I took them all off here, right? So on the 4 micros, this should have been a really good day, which should have been on the first position. I should have gotten 56 on the first runner, stops at break even. The next contract would have hit right after. It would have got me another 10 points. And then the final take profit would have smacked for 130 points, all in a few minutes, and this would have been a fantastic day. So that was the trade of the day for me. And then I locked my account because I was very frustrated with how I managed the trade and how I missed out on profits. What happened to this 15-minute? So I was very disappointed with how I managed that position and just kind of what happened overall in that trade. This was a fantastic trade. I mean, in here, it's not like the best, but this is a great trade. It would have never even stopped me out at break even. I don't need to be at break even. It would have been very close. But this is a good trade, and I had good risk, and I should just let the trade play out, right? I think, again, reasons why I didn't let it play out is because the previous losses weighing in on my mind. Had nothing to do with the size I was trading, had nothing to do with the risk amount. It had everything to do with just basically PTSD from so many losses on Fridays and so many bad days, and just never really getting to see my trade ideas really play out like super, super good. So I think I was just anticipating to lose, and that's just never a good mindset. But we traded perfectly down to the new week opening gap, found support there, and then rejected higher to equilibrium. And this day you could have found more opportunity in today, I think, because this is when you could actually got the better entry, right? In my opinion, we come back up to the OTE, optimal trade entry, around here, right? And what do we have? We have a market structure shift on the 5-minute because we have a reversal signature and we close below the 5-minute low from open, right? And we leave a big imbalance. We then open up this 15-minute fair value gap here. We open up and we stall in it for quite some time, actually. But the internal price action here looks pretty great, right? We have this 2-minute fair value gap. We end up sweeping out this internal high here, holding the fair value gap. That's a bearish reaction, and then inversing the fair value gap. This trade alone would have worked if you were to just inverse it and trade it, right? A close back above. But if you want a better entry, this 2-minute fair value gap, and this is what I've mentioned a few times, is a 15-minute to 2-minute fair value gap. If you don't have a model, you don't know what you're trying to trade this, right? You're risking around 30 points. If you want even more risk here, 40 points, whatever. And then your target is here, and it just slapped. So you would have made 125 points, right? You had a 3 risk reward. And this trade, I'm telling you, 15-minute, we're in a 15-minute imbalance. We make a 2-minute fair value gap outside of the imbalance in the direction of the fair value gap, which in this case is bearish. We trade into it, and we reject. I'm telling you, this model plays out a lot. I don't personally trade it because there's better ways to trade the market. Like, you can kind of take advantage of the same move and be more precise. And sometimes it just won't work out, right? Like, it's not like the greatest ever model. But if you're struggling to know how to trade or find entries, just start doing this, and I promise you'll have success, right? Just let the trades play out, right? This is hard because mentally, when you're in this trade, first of all, if you entered here, you go down on this candle, so you'd be up 30 points, then you'd be back to break even, then you'd sell off through here, then you'd chop around for a long time. What is this? You chop around for about 42 minutes, right? And when you're here, it's like, okay, I'm around like 50 points, 60 points, 80 points, even here 100 points. Here, the best was 116 points. To see it go all the way back up to 48 points is just hard mentally. But what do? We come back up, and this actually is so beautiful here. Wow, this is really beautiful. We have a turtle soup we have a turtle soup entry right here. This is phenomenal. So, and then we have a turtle soup inverse. So this thing is ridiculous inside a 15-minute balance. So a lot of stuff we could have seen on this move. This is a very beautiful signature in price too. And then you could trade to this or the low of the new week gap to get an extra 15 points. And then you can hold runners to this low, right, is what I would do, because I think we have room to the downside. But this turtle soup is actually really nice because what do we have? We have a 15-minute imbalance right here that hasn't been tapped. And we have a 5-minute imbalance right here. So we have a 5-minute fair value gap in this area that we haven't traded to, right? We have a 5-minute imbalance, 5-minute bearish imbalance here that we hadn't traded to. And then we were in a 15-minute imbalance on this high that we hadn't traded to yet. So we traded into the 15-minute, turtle soup the high here with stop orders, right? People going short here, got stopped out of the market. And look, notice here, we hadn't taken this low yet. So we hadn't even taken this low yet, right? We displaced lower. You're expecting this low to get ran. What happens? We take out all the low resistance liquidity. We stop rate everyone here. Bearish signature. You inverse. Let's see if there's a more precise entry on the 30-second. Nothing crazy here. The 2-minute was your best option. We inverse on the 2-minute. And now you have even better risk reward because now you're only risking 25 points and now you can make 52 points. So you have a 2 risk reward on this trade, right? But you have a more precision entry, right? And you don't get caught up in this chop and you get the effective move, right? That's when price is willing to run for you. So that's a beautiful signature price. So today was really, really phenomenal in terms of price action, right? This is also looking like a good setup to go long, although I wouldn't take it because I think overall we are bearish. But this will be interesting to see what happens. So I'm probably just going to sit here and watch price the rest of the day. I think the last few things I kind of want to talk about is, and I'll take this real quick on paper just to kind of see how it plays out while I'm talking. Here we go. We'll go on three full contracts on paper, or we'll do 2. So on paper, we're in the trade, right? Nothing serious. This will be our first take profit right here. Boom. And then who cares what the second one is, right? Stop loss. Big, right? It is not a good trade. I just want to get on the inverse and see how it plays out. But now I guess time to just go over what I was thinking while we watch this trade play out. You guys can sweat this, kind of just see. And I'm not looking at ES currently, so I don't really know. We don't have any bias opportunity there. But today, my journal, what I wrote down before the market was we did reach down into the new week opening gap after a much needed sell-off yesterday. So I'm still bearish as my main target, which was those lows, the previous day low. And then there's the built-up trendline liquidity from the overnight session, which I showed. But since we reached down into the volume imbalance and are moving higher, I can't write off the long bias playing out, so I'll be patient going to the day. And then I just wrote down the affirmation things I always write down, which is I am profitable, I am disciplined, I find great trades, I know what I want to see in price, I'm a great trader, I practice patience and discipline, I am a winner, stuff like that. So first of all, I want to go over the good things that happened today. Or no, we'll go over the learning lessons first, and then we'll go over the good things. So what were some of the things I learned today from myself? I learned that, so what is one of the things I should learn from, right? On this trade here, I need to just set my stop loss, right? We know this is a reoccurring problem, but I need to set my stop loss and believe in it and just let it go, right? And just let the trade pan out. Let it do what it wants to do, and just believe in my model, believe in the system, believe in the price action, and accept the risk I put on the table, right? Today, I didn't accept the risk, and I've just had a lot of bad Fridays. I've just had a lot of days where I get brutally, brutal losses and just break my rules and spiral. So that's a learning lesson. I think what I can reflect on it is that I don't think that, what was I going to say? I think that today getting out of the trade I haven't really actually done that where I move my stop loss like that too crazy without at least taking like a swing low in a while. Yesterday we got stopped at break even on the trade that would have ended up playing out, but it was also 3 points away from take profit, so it's just a little bit different situation. So I need to just identify in myself that I'm afraid of losing, and the reason for that is I think part of the reason why I'm afraid to take losses with my trading is because the lack of big green days. So if we look at the P&L, we obviously don't have the greatest track record with big wins, right? Our best win is 650, and that was a great day, and I still missed out on a lot of profit on that day. And then also too, one of the things that I think happens mentally is that because of those days I don't capitalize, right? Like yesterday could have been a $400 day minimum. I could have made a lot more. Again, the dollar amount, I don't care about the dollar amount, but in terms of capitalizing on winning trades, right? Yesterday was a great day in terms of reading the price. And I just didn't benefit from it the full way that I would have liked to. What else happened? We've just had a lot of situations like that. So then when I do have bad days or I spiral or I take losses, they are so much bigger than the winning days. So that's just kind of where I need to figure out, okay, on days that I'm going to win, I have to fully capitalize. Like today, I didn't know if that trade was going to lose or not. But in the moment, I was convincing myself that I was going to lose rather than just accepting that maybe I wasn't going to lose and maybe I would have actually been able to win that trade, right? And instead of just thinking of all the reasons why I could lose that trade or why it's not looking good, I need to just accept the risk because you never know when you're going to catch the 128-point move. And that sounds like the gambler's fallacy of, you never know when you're going to win big. But that's not the case in trading. You have proper risk management. You've set rules for yourself for a reason so that you can afford to lose, right? Whereas in gambling, or the gambler's fallacy is that you just keep over leveraging and going all in and all in and all in, right? That's not what I'm doing here with my trading. I'm just, like even this paper trade right here, mentally, right? And since the paper trade, I'm going to let it play out because I don't care. But I know for a fact if I was in this trade physically, right, we are 6 points away from my take profit, and it's about to hit. But when we were down here, in my mind, I was like, I should just take off some profit here, because like why would I let it stop me out here, right? Why would I let this trade, or why would I let it reverse here? We're so close to my take profit. Why don't I just get it out? And the reason I can't do that is because if I got it out here, right, because I'm so close to my take profit. What is that? I'm cutting myself short as 5 or 6 points. 6 points is $120 on the NASDAQ. $120. So because of me being scared of it not coming up to this spot here, and again, I let it play out because I'm on paper, so it's like, it's not that big of a deal. And then I'm going to trail to this top of this 5 minute is my next target. But the reason I was able to let it play out is because I'm on paper, so it doesn't matter, right? And I let the trade model play out. That's why I struggle in live time. And again, it's not the gambler's fallacy of like, you never know when you're going to hit it big, because I risk myself appropriately, right? Look at this stop loss. Look at this reward. Again, you don't always just run hundreds of points to your stop loss or to take profit, right? Like I can't just say that I'm always going to have a 5 risk to reward, but I take profits in reasonable spots, right? I would have taken profit in a 2 to 5, 2 to 2.5, or let's say our stop loss was bigger, right? I like my stop loss being here, a 1 to 1.6. And then the second take profit would have been a almost 2 risk reward, right? And then the third take profit would have been a 4 risk reward. So again, my point is that if you have an edge in the market and you know what you're looking for and you know how to reprice, then there's no reason to get scared when you're in a trade, because you know that even if this trade loses, there's gonna be more trades like this where it goes to my take profit than not, right? And then when I just get a few of these, I can take a few of these losses, right? And that's where I need to learn, and that's kind of the biggest lesson I want to take away from today that I've been trying to learn for a long time, right? I think that's my biggest problem and biggest flaw with my trading, my own psychology. That might not be for you guys, but for my own psychology, the hardest thing for me is just letting my trades play out and just being okay with losing and winning, right? I don't think I don't fully accept losing that often, right? And it's just hard for me to just let trades not, I don't know. Like I feel like I'm a control freak. So when it's stalling like this, I just feel like, why let myself get hurt on this trade instead of just being like, okay, let me sit back and relax, and let the trade play out, right? So that's the first learning lesson. That's the thing I didn't do too well that I can improve on, right? I don't want to say mistake or try and criticize it, because I think that leads to bad psychology even more so when you kind of just beat yourself down. So I don't want to beat myself up about it and say it as too negative of a thing. But that's where I definitely could learn from and get better and gain more experience and a little bit more conviction, right? And it just comes down to personal conviction and just trust in myself, right? So also, so that's what I did. I could have done better. And some of the things I want to like congratulate myself for is one, waiting for this setup, right? Not forcing anything. I took a setup that I liked. And two, as soon as I recognized my emotions, right? The second trade was bad where I got in and chased. But after that, and I saw the trade play out, I was very frustrated because I missed out on a lot of money in terms of for my account balance. So that being said, the fact that I missed out on that much money definitely mentally affected me. And this is a short kind of, right? We could be getting chopped up here, but let's see. We're gonna short this. That's our first take profit, and we're gonna go break even at this low. Or, yeah, we'll go break even at this low if we get there. Our stop loss is a hard stop here. Hard stop here. But yeah, so let me keep going with what I was saying. I just put this limit in. I don't like this trade as much just because we had obvious displacement, right? And I think that this is just a little hesitation in price. But it's paper, so I'm just, getting used to executing stuff. Obviously, close back above this high or this inverse would be an exit. But so anyways, I'm happy about how I recognized my emotions, that I was really upset with what I was doing, or with missing the move that I felt like that I was in, and I just mismanaged. So recognizing those emotions, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna lock my account. I don't need to trade anymore. Let me just end the week slightly green and just have a all right Friday where I don't blow up and lose the account on a Friday like normal. So that was just kind of, those are things I want to congratulate myself for and kind of and be proud of, because that is improvement, and it's always good to be proud of certain things, right? And this trade does not look promising. But yeah, so I think that's what I did well. I think that's what I want to highlight with myself, is recognize my emotions and recognizing, okay, I'm frustrated that I missed out on this and didn't capitalize. Let me not give back money today. Let me not try and stab at something, right? Because this is what I was looking for in here, this reversal. I wanted to see us keep going lower. So I would have been right. But there's no need to put myself in a position to harm myself when it's, it's not advantageous, right? Like I wasn't in the right headspace. I was very frustrated. I was not thinking straight. So I could have easily done something that I would have easily regretted. So that's why I'm super happy with my ability to step away today. And I think this trade would be a close here. Let's manage risk. But yeah, so I think I'll exit this trade, maybe. Because if I'm being honest, nothing about this trade looks too bad yet. Like, I think I'd close it and wait for a 2-minute inverse. See how this candle closes. But yeah, so I mean that's just kind of where I'm at today. Where I'm at with the account. Kind of my thoughts. But yeah, I mean, is there anything else for me to go over? Yeah, I mean, it's just a frustrating day because, I really do feel like I'm just a few mistakes away from doing all the things I want to be able to do with trading. And I'm just holding myself back psychologically. So I think that will be, I need some work, obviously, and I'm not going to rush the process. I'm going to keep showing up, and eventually we will get there. But a good week. Today was a little bit of mistake, so that was bad. Yesterday we did mostly what we should do. Wednesday, I don't think we took a trade, or we did. I have to look back, but we did our job. No, Wednesday I didn't take a trade. So we did our job this week. We only had one really bad day, which was Monday. So Monday I was saying that if I had another really bad day, then I'd take a week off trading. I think I'm in a good headspace. I think I'm chilling. I think we'll be able to kill this next week and come back strong. So I'll see you guys. Maybe I think I might make a video if I'm feeling better tomorrow about just different than, obviously there's no trade recap tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna do a talking video of a topic I've been wanting to talk about for a little bit on YouTube for trading related stuff. Mainly dealing with like envy in the trading space and wanting what you don't have currently. So I think I'll make a video about that. But yeah, so I'll let you guys get on with your day. Hopefully you guys had a great day, great week. And we're closing in on 1,500 subscribers. So make sure to subscribe if you're new. Leave some comments, man. It helps me out. It helps push the videos. So I really appreciate everyone that shows up and watches these videos, man. It actually motivates me a lot to keep going and keep getting better every day. So I really do appreciate you guys. You guys are really motivating me. It really is. It helps me. Helps me when I have bad days like Monday to come through and kill the rest of the week. So again, we could have done better this week, right? We'll journal it. We'll review the week, and I'll do a really in-depth look back of myself this week and see where I went, where things went wrong, where I could have improved, and journal it. So what's it called? I suppose you guys do the same, right? Or not suppose. I suggest you guys do the same thing. But yeah, so I'll see you guys on maybe over this weekend, maybe Monday. Peace out.